Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Welcome back to Community Hotline, and thanks for staying with us. Now we're going to talk with a guest who's new to me, and I'm anxious to find out what they're all about. It's called the Clackamas Service Center, and here representing the Service Center, I have the Executive Director, Deborah Mason. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great. So you are working with homeless and low-income people.
That's right.
Serving a variety and trying to help service their needs. Tell me a little bit about the history of the Clackamas Service Center, if you would. And what your mission is as well.
Absolutely. Well, we are in North Clackamas, just below the Multnomah County line, on Johnson Creek and 82nd, and we've been there for 40+ years. So in the early 70s is when we got our start, and it's kind of a neat story. Our founder, Anna Jones, who still volunteers, I'll tell you about her in a second. Her and her girlfriends played bingo. That's what they did. One of the things they did for fun. And back in the early 70s, they realized there was a need in the community, and they pooled their bingo monies, their earnings. It was about $1,000 at that time, and they bought food and clothes and started giving it away to the community.
Wow.
And Anna, to this day, at 92, volunteers twice a week and runs our clothing room.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A life
Anna,
of service.
You rock. That is impressive.
Yeah, so it's kind
impressive.
of a cool story.
Wow. And so that area right there, 82nd and Johnson Creek, I grew up not very far from there, a little further in, away from the 82nd, but I know that area well. And that's where the spring water corridor runs now, right?
Yes, very close to that.
Yeah, okay. So what is the area that you serve then? It's obviously not just right there.
We actually serve anybody.
Oh, okay.
If you can make it to our door, we're going to serve you.
Okay.
So we don't have any requirements, any eligibility issues.
So you don't have to fill out applications and show your ID and everything else.
No.
If you need help, you're welcome.
If you've come to ask for help, we're going to help you.
Wow, that's impressive. So what are some of the services that you do provide?
Well, and that can sort of tie in with the mission as well. We attempt to improve the safety, stability, and health of our clients, and we do that in just a huge variety of ways. Our two major programs center around hunger relief or reducing food insecurity. And that's our food box program.
Okay.
Where people can come in once a month and get a rather large, heavy, 20 to 30 pounds worth of food each month. And what we're really excited about is about half of it is going to be fresh produce.
Really?
Fresh fruits and veg. Yeah, which is, we know, is the first thing that goes off the list when things get tight.
And a lot of times I know people go to food pantries and they, they're able to get the rice and the beans and the peanut butter and the tuna, which are all great, wonderful things to have. Yeah. But you need that fresh.
You're not getting greens or apples and oranges. So we'll have the pantry staples, but quite a bit of fresh food, which we're really excited about. And so that's one big program. And right now we're serving close to 600 households per month.
Really?
And that number is about 28% higher than last year.
Oh. The need is just growing,
The need is growing. And then our second big food program is our hot meal program. So we have 10 meals per week, 6 dinners and 4 lunches.
Wow.
So anyone who is hungry can walk in and get a home-cooked meal.
How many can you feed in?
Well, we're about 4,000 meals a month right now.
Wow.
So every time we open for a meal, we're serving plus or minus 70 to 100 plates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, the need is definitely growing. And when you say you were serving households, it's not all people with houses, is it?
Correct. So quite a few of our clients are houseless, and we tend to use that term instead of homeless because I think people can create homes in a variety of places that aren't necessarily a house.
Yeah, that's right.
So those households are different. We serve a real large low-income population in the area, and houseless folks as well. That's kind of our two major demographics. Yeah.
When you're serving, when you have your food boxes and you're serving people food, obviously with the food boxes, you're trying to get the fresh produce and that kind of thing. So you have a interest in providing good nutrition.
Absolutely.
What kind of meals are you serving for the hot meals?
It kind of runs the gamut. If you're familiar with the show Iron Chef, when our cooks show up, we say this is what's available, and they create something amazing.
Really?
Yeah. So it's different every day of the week, but sometimes we have pulled pork and coleslaw. Other times today we had mac and cheese and a green salad. So you know, it kind of just.
It just varies depending on what's available.
It depends, but it's always pretty balanced, and we always have some fresh vegetables or some raw food to go with it as well. So.
I'm guessing in order for you to do this, you must have some community partners that help provide food?
Absolutely. So we only purchase a very small amount of food. We're a partner agency of the Oregon Food Bank, which is a very important relationship for us. But we rely mostly on donations. So we have a lot of supporters in the community that donate food, and churches and individuals as well. But we have a lot of partners, which kind of speaks back to our mission. We look at us as kind of a hub, and we try to follow a hub and spoke model. So we're the hub. People come in for food. We know that hunger is a daily motivator, and we try to use that to their the best way we can. And so we get them in the door for food, but once they're there, we try to have as many other services, and that's also where our partners come in such a big deal, because we can't do everything.
Oh, of course not.
So our partners are invaluable to us. And so one of our partners is Outside In, and they have doctors on site in their medical van 2 days a week.
Wow.
And so people can get all their primary care taken care of. When they come in for a meal, they can also see a doctor.
That's great. That's a great service.
Yeah.
Are there other agencies like that around this area? I'm not really familiar with it.
No, not really. Not in our area.
Yeah.
We're kind of the only ones doing that. And we have Medical Teams International that does dental work for us once a month. They come in. We have hot showers. So once we get someone in the door.
Hot showers must be a really popular thing.
It is, and it's fairly new for us, and it's been amazing. I mean, to be able to come in, have a hot shower, a home-cooked meal, and then sometimes we have hairstylists, so you can get a haircut while you're there. Whole experience.
Do you have an organization that provides that too, or just people?
No, these are just individuals that want to give to the community, that come in and donate their time and their skills.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can imagine that being hungry and dirty and cold and whatever, it's got to really mess with your whole, your self-esteem, your feelings about yourself and everything, and the world around you. I mean,
and showers is something we all take for granted. We don't really think about missing one. We just take them when we want.
I've been camping before for a week where there are no hot showers, and I know that that's the first thing I wanted to do when I came home. It's like, oh, I just want it so bad.
It's a pretty joyous time when we're offering showers.
I bet.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
So you have just like so many showers there that are available for people to come in and use?
Yeah, so a local food cart builder built this. It's a 2-shower food cart, basically converted into showers, and so we run them 4 days a week, so 2 people can be showering at one time. We give them 15 minutes of hot water, and the look on their face when they're coming out is classic. It's so wonderful.
That's beautiful.
It's really nice.
And again, another community collaboration. Somebody that's giving of their time.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without our partners. It's so invaluable.
You provided a video to us that you said pretty well illustrates. What you're doing there. So I think that we should take a look at that video now and get a better idea of how Clackamas Service Center works.
Great.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
The last 2 years have really been a nightmare for me. I was in charge of a domestic violence camp, and I was attacked, and I got hit with a torque wrench, and I was hiding inside a tent. Had a concussion and all covered with sleeping bags in my bike, and Tiffany that works here found me, and I was very, very bad off. And she brought me flowers, and she helped me, and I came here and I ran into Trina and Rob, and they have extensively helped me the last 9 months. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. That's the truth. People know they can come here, and people feel safe here. I feel safe here. That's a big thing. That's a big thing when you're homeless. And they just take care of you here. I went through a bad divorce and came here as my first ever resource to get help. I had nothing, and they supplied me with a tent, a sleeping bag, and a blanket. Come here to eat. I've come here for dental. I've come here for pedicures. I've come here for haircuts. They have mental health people. They have clothing, coats when it's cold out, blankets or tarps. I've come here for housing. All the tools are here. Every tool you could ever imagine is here. You just have to want it. When I first came to Clackamas Service Center, we were on little 5x8 cards in a little file box, and I helped volunteer and put it on computers. And I'm looking at it now, I mean, they have everything, everything. And the people that work here, every one of them are special people. They gave me a piece of my dignity back, which I didn't think I could have again. And I thank God for that every day, every day. And now I hop and skip and sing, you know, and I just constantly smile all the time now, you know, and it feels good. It feels good to feel like that again. And they did that for me. I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank them. It means everything to me to have these people that I have housing today because of them. And that's pretty special to me.
That was moving. It was really moving.
Julie's story is really something, and we're so grateful that she was willing to share that with everyone. And what that sort of demonstrates is kind of what I was alluding to before, just those wraparound services, having things available for people in one place. It's really special that folks can come in, and it was born out of the spring water cleanup. Oh. So we knew that was going to happen, just over the summer, and that was sort of what we did in response, but now it's going to be regularly scheduled every Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month. We're going to have a resource fair, and so people can come in and access coordinated housing for Multnomah and Clackamas County, again, mental health, all different type of services, all in one place.
Right, right. You know, I've heard that so often from different organizations that it's such a shame that people can come in and get their services, yet they can't give them the wraparound services. They can say, well, I think you call this place, or I think you call here, or you have to drive over there, or whatever. Right. To be able to have that all in one place is a huge benefit. Right. Especially if you don't have transportation, you know, or if you don't have even an address. That's, you know, it's
difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
And so it's a pretty great thing that we've got going on for people to come in, one-stop shop.
That's great.
In a place they trust.
We're almost out of time, Deborah. Tell me if people are interested in helping out, and if they have an organization or a business or just individually, what can they do?
Well, there's lots of things that folks can do. We always are looking for great volunteers. We have several different areas in the kitchen, in the food box area, front desk, lots of different areas where people could volunteer. We're always looking for donations of hygiene items, certainly in the winter, socks. Everyone who takes a shower gets a pair of underwear, socks, and a t-shirt when they go in.
So another great thing.
Yes, so we're always looking for those kind of donations. And on our website, you can definitely click to see the services and see what interests you.
Okay.
And then you want to give us a call and come down. I would love to invite people to have a tour of the place.
Could they come down during a health and resource fair just to check it out?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Great. I am very impressed with the work you're doing, and I can't believe it's been around for 40 years.
Yes.
That's a long, long time. So thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah.
If you're interested in finding a really meaningful volunteer opportunity or want a way to become involved, do go to their website. I think it's a great organization, and maybe it's something your organization could consider for the holidays if you want to help out. Clackamas Service Center would be a great place to start. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline in just a moment.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.
Coming here to shoot my documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera three. Take three.
You don't have to be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.